Hello, and welcome to Pittsburgh City Council's public hearing for Monday, July 22nd, 2019. My name is Kim Clark Baskin, and I'm your Deputy City Clerk. With us today, we have our sign language interpreter, Emily Pearson. The following is a piece of legislation up for discussion by Pittsburgh City Council. Bill number 1833. Resolution naming the basketball court located at the Olympia Park as the Bill Masucci Basketball Court. That concludes the reading of the legislation. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Good afternoon and welcome to Pittsburgh City Council's Cablecast public hearing on Monday, July 22nd, regarding Resolution 2019-1833, a resolution naming the basketball court located at Olympia Park as the Bill Masucci Basketball Court. We have a list of registered speakers. Please come to the podium when I say call your name. You have 3 minutes to make your comments. When the green light turns green, begin your commenting. When it turns yellow, you have 1 minute to summarize. When the red light comes on, your time has expired. Will the first speaker, Ms. Marlene Masucci, please come to the podium. When you come to the podium, please give your name and neighborhood.
Okay, Marlene Masucci. Why should the basketball court be named in memory of Bill Masucci? Since a child, Bill spent many days at the park, sitting on the hillside, waiting for the older guys to let him join the game. The day came when he was about 12 years old. He was told to come out on the court. After that, he never left. As the years went past, he was the one on the court and children on the hillside. Many would ask to play, and he would say no, for they were too young. I was told at the funeral by a man named Kevin. He was one of them. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
At age 12, Bill pointed to him and he called him over. Bill told him, "We need a player, but you're not to touch the ball. Just run the court." Kevin said after that, Bill taught him how to play, and he too never stopped playing with Bill. At the viewing of Bill, there were so many young men that told me stories of how they respected Bill. Not only for what he did at the park. He would purchase and put the nets up yearly. He would clean the park up before and after the games and had these young men help out. He always told them, "This is the community you live in and you have to value it." He would guide them to play ball, not go out on the streets. He would encourage them to continue school and explain to them of work ethics and family values. When we were hit with the tornado in June 1998, he made many calls to many departments of the city to get the court up and running. With Beth Pittinger's help, it was done. My children, ages 35 and 31, were brought up in this park all year round. Their father taught them the game on the court, as he did with our 8-year-old grandson. Bill's legacy lives on the court, not only with our family, but the young men who grew up into adults. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to say Marlene is the widow of Bill Masucci, so thank you for taking the time to come down here. Kelly Masucci.
Is it ready?
State your name and
okay. My name is Kelly
neighborhood.
Masucci. I'm Bill's daughter. I just want to first thank you for making this possible for us. For 29 years, I watched my dad on the basketball courts at Olympia Park. I was a little girl. I spent countless hours at the park on the hillside just watching over the courts. I would watch my dad be the littlest guy on the court, but the big man in charge. If anyone got out of line, he reminded them where they were, children were around, and everyone was there to have a good time. He played with many different ethnicities, ages, and neighborhoods. Every one of those respected him. He taught me, my brother, my son, and many others the fundamentals and the respect of the game that he loved so very much on those courts. Like I said, I'm 31 years old. I had an amazing father who became an even more amazing grandfather, but unfortunately not everyone had that. When my dad passed away, many people reached out to me. One thing I heard from a lot of men my age and my older brother's age was that he was like a father to them. Many said that he didn't even know it, but the respect and love that they had for him just from him playing at the courts as they grew up was enough. Not only did I watch him play and teach on those courts, I watched him take care of them. The winter months, he would shovel the courts so the kids had something to do, not run in the streets. And the other months, he would sweep the courts, check the nets and the rims. He grew up number 13 out of 14 kids, so what he did have or could use, he took pride in taking care of. The man had the same pair of tennis shoes for 10 years, and they looked like they just came out of the box. My dad fought a very long battle. It was very difficult, but the man that he was had never changed. There is no better way to honor my father than by naming the courts that helped make him the man, father, grandfather, role model, and friend that he was after him. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry for your loss, too. John Mescalero, next speaker.
John Mescalero, Mount Washington. I just want to speak from my heart. I knew Billy Masucci my whole life, and his respect and his love for the community and his family was unmatched. And he's a positive role model. And the reason that this basketball court should be named after him, his morals and what he stood for can't be questioned today, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. He's a man in the community. He loved his community. And the other thing it should be named after him, he was a humble guy. He wouldn't even want all this. Already knows. My dad drove me down and said he's probably mad that we're here doing this, but he deserves it, and we love him. And I miss him. I'm in that park every day, thanks to you. I cook out for the kids. His spirit's still there in the park, and we love him. We miss him.
And so, for those watching at home, John Mescalero runs Ream Recreation Center for the kids as well in Mount Washington. So, thank you for the work that you do as well with the kids. Then we have Robert Huffnagel, but he was unable to attend, correct? And then Yvonne Brown, and I don't see her, Miss Brown. Is anybody? So we've exhausted our list of registered speakers. Is there anyone who'd like to speak? We'll give you 1 minute to speak. Anyone want to speak? You can go with them. So don't make them feel uncomfortable.
Hello, my name. Hello, my name is Sage Michael Bell. The last time I remember of him and me going down to the basketball court, me and him, before we started playing basketball, there was a lot of trash on the ground. He wanted me and him to pick it up, and then we started to play basketball, and then he started to teach me how to play basketball. Anything else you want to say? Thank you.
Thank you, honey. His grandson. Thank you. Good job. Okay, we've a lot. Are there any further speakers? No further speakers. Will adjourn this meeting, and this will be on next week's agenda. It will be held for a public hearing. No, this wasn't public. I'm sorry. And then we'll be back on the agenda next Wednesday. So, okay. So and we'll move forward from there. So thank you very much for coming down. And I just want to say a few words about Bill Masucci. I met him when he called for the basketball netting and some other things that he wanted done at the basketball court, and he was tenacious to work with because he cared so much about the kids in the community. He wanted them to have the best with a court around that they could provide. And so he was that field, that court. And I can tell you my own son later in life met him when he moved in Mount Washington. And he came home and he was talking to me one day. He goes, I met this old guy up at Mount Washington on the basketball court. He goes, man, he's really good. He goes, but he was so nice. And he was going on and on. And he was telling me how nice he was. And I said, what is his name? He said, Bill Masucci. I said, Bill Masucci, nice? Because I'm used to him calling and yelling at me because something wasn't done on the court. And then my son just adored him so much and talked about how nice, what a nice guy he was. But that was really who he was. He would fight for the kids to make sure that they had what was right for that community. And it's right now for us to fight for him to get this field, this court named. So thank you very much. And my condolences to the family. So with no further speakers, we'll move to adjourn this public hearing. Meeting adjourned.